Okay, here we go. This is my first attempt. As you can see, I have here a Star City Games box. Sorry about the angle. I've never done this live streaming thing before, so I'm sorry about the angle of this or anything else for that matter. I'm not very good at this whole live streaming thing yet. So here it goes. We'll attempt to do this. So, you are really sealed in there, aren't you? Very good quality seals. Then again, Star City Games always has pretty good quality seals. Ow. Alright, so start by putting up here. I paid $28 for this, plus $2 shipping. There's what we got inside. Let's see all the goodies we get on the inside here, shall we? Out of there. Sucker. Okay, so you got land to start here. And let's see. Got lots of land here so far. Which, from what I read in the comments, is standard with these boxes. Let me put this over here. See it here. Set that right there. That's land. Which is pretty standard in these boxes here. Pull out our next handful here. More land. Granted, there is a lot of land here. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting to the juice of it. Got past the land pack, which they said was included in it. Got your basic lands right there. Okay, it's got a foil. You can't really see it. Foil Orochi Ranger. That's pretty good. Got a foil Battle Priest. Pretty good. Foil. I'm going to set those up here. The basic land out of the way here. And foil. Got a bunch of foils here. They're all, let's see. Looking for foil commons and uncommons here. So far, common. There's a foil uncommon from Zendikar Rising, or Battle for Zendikar, excuse me. Hey, look, it's a newer foil from one of the newer sets, Theros Beyond Death. So a nice little vehicle there. Uncommon foil. Another Theros Beyond Death foil. It's a black foil. You can see here. Uncommon Baker of Waves from M21. Isn't that nice? Another M21 cards. Nice. Most of these sets seem like they're rotating out, or some from the sets that are rotating out. Common. Got another common here from Commander Legends, I think. Yeah. A little Universal Solvent there. Another Commander Legends foil. Common. Squad Captain. I'm going to set that aside. I may actually have a deck for that one. An Ikoria foil. Nice. Uncommon foil. Another Ikoria foil. Uncommon. Got a common Double Masters card. Pretty good. So far, that's pretty good foils. I mean, I've gotten worse. There's some more. There's another basic land there. You got another foil double masters card. A foil Eldraine card. Uncommon. That's all the foils, it looks like. Nope, here's some more foils. Another Eldraine foil. Look at that stack of foils there. So that's a lot of foil. Ooh, got a new one. Zendikar Rising foil. Uncommon Zendikar Rising foil. A common foil. This one is from Modern Masters 2 foil. Not a bad little foil there. It's probably a good, I think that's like a 50-cent card or something like that. So pretty good value so far, I mean, overall. Got another Modern Masters 2 foil. And another one. Ooh, foil rare. Our first right here, we're getting into our rares. Foil rare, Forged Stoker Dragon. There you go. That's like a $1 card or something like that. Look, I don't know. I have to look at the prices. There's our first rare, foil rare. You got a it's from looks like Beyond. No, Born of the Gods. That's what that symbol is, I believe. Got our first foil symbol. Foil rare. Here's another foil rare. Yeah, Erratic Cyclops. I've actually got a deck that I want to stick that in because I ordered one of these and never got it. So. And that's from Guilds of Ravnica set. That's not bad. Got a Subira foil from M21, foil rare. Not a great rare, as it were, but you know. Got a foil Beyond Death Theros, Beyond Death, Mantle of the Wolf foil. It's a pretty good little card there. Can't really see the lighting's horrible in here, but you can't really see it. It's basically a little 3-drop with 1 green, and gives you put it on a creature and it gives your creature +4/+4, and when the enchantment itself is put into the graveyard, you get 2 little 2/2 green wolves in its place, which that's not bad. I mean, I have it. I think I got a little Drogskull Captain foil rare. Remember, I paid $30 for this total box. I'm not even close to that. I'm just now getting into the juice of it here. These are just the foil. Okay, now we're into the non-foil stuff. So you got looks like Scatter to the Wind from Battle for Zendikar. It's okay. You got a Fate Reforged Colicon Storm's Fury, which he's a pretty good card for a red-black dragon. He's red-black dragon. Costs 5 casting, he's 4/5 flying. When a dragon you control attacks, all your creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. And you guys got the little dash ability, which is, again, not horrible. Necromancer Stockpile from M15. These are the rares we're getting into here. It's not bad, not bad. Basically, it's good for any zombie deck, and it's a little 2-drop enchantment. You can tap 2 mana, discard a creature card from your hand, and draw a card. And if this card was a zombie, you get to put a 2/2 zombie onto the battlefield. Basically, if you've got a zombie in your hand that's no good, I might have a deck for that. Actually, I'm going to put that in my zombie deck. Got the Trading Post from M13. This card is basically useless to me, but it's not a horrible card, just not one I'm going to use. Spirit Bomb, from M15. Nice little rare here. It's an enchantment, 2-drop enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 white. And if you do, you put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Again, it's not horrible, but it's not a rare I'll ever use. Honored Hierarchy from Origins. Little green rare, not bad. Ooh, an Eldrazi rare. We got our first Eldrazi rare. It's from Oath of the Gatewatch. Vile Redeemer. 2-drop, a green. Not horrible. Pretty good card overall, actually. I mean, it's got flash, so you can cast it during your opponent's turn. Whenever you cast this card, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, you put a 1/1 Eldrazi colorless Scion creature token on the battlefield for each non-token creature that died under your control this turn. Those tokens have sacrifice, add 1 color to your hand. Basically, this is a card you would play. It won't fit in my Eldrazi because mine's blue and black, but this is a card you would play like if someone's wiping out the field, board wiping or whatever. You'd be like, oh, you're going to board wipe, kill all my creatures. Okay, well, all my creatures have died now. Then I can cast this for its flash cost. Be like, okay, well, I'm going to set this down now. And guess what? I get little 1/1s with basically just give me a shit ton of mana. Or a crap ton of mana. You can see shit in live stream. Ogre Battle Driver. It is a card I need for one of my decks, so it's going to go up here because I do have a deck. I want to stick that in there. Another M13 rare, Battle of Wits. It's a little enchantment. It's kind of a high price cost. Beginning of keep, if you have 200 or more cards in your library, you win the game. Again, it's a weird card. It's not one I would use because I don't really, build big decks anymore. Okay, got our Khans of Tarkir rare. It's not one I'll ever use. Not going to talk about it. Just telling you the set rarity. Got one here from... I don't even know what set that is, to be honest. I think it's Archenemy. It's Nicol Bolas Archenemy, I think. Rare. I don't know. I don't recognize the set symbol on it. I'd have to look it up. But got a little Alpha Brawl here going from the original... Innistrad block, not Innistrad, but the one after that. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. It's not a horrible set. I actually have that card. It's in my Dragon deck. Okay, got another one from that same set. Player of the Hatebound, which is a pretty good little card. I mean, a little high costing card, but its ability makes up for it. Wolf Bitten Captor, again from the same set. We got a original Theros block. They were the first Theros. Rage Blood Shaman. He's a little Minotaur. Rare. Not bad. Ooh, 5 Alarm Fire. That's a good rare. It's a really good rare. I don't know if it's legal anymore, but still it's a good rare. It's from Gate Crash. Rare. What it is, it's a little 3-drop enchantment. And whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, any combat damage, it doesn't have to be the player, it just says combat damage, you put a blaze counter on 5 Alarm Fire. You can remove 5 blaze counters from this, and it deals 5 damage to target creature or player. So for a 3-drop enchantment, that's pretty good. I have a deck for that, actually. Got one here from an old school set. This is, I think, World Wake, Pestilence Demon. I don't know. You can leave a comment or whatever, and I'll get to that eventually. Pestilence Demon, 7/6 flying, cost 8 to cast. You can tap 1 black mana, and it deals 1 damage for each creature and each player for every black that you tap. So you drop this out, you can do a minimum of 8 damage to each creature and each player. Now, granted, that also does it to you, but it's not a horrible little rare. I mean, it's a nice little old school rare. Sage of the Inward Eye from Khans of Tarkir. It's not a great rare, in my opinion. It's okay. Here's another rare from Battle for Zendikar. Noyan Dar Royal Shaper. Not one I'll ever use. It's not my color scheme. Hey, got a little Born of the Gods again from Painted Conflagration. It's a pretty good red drop card. Instant. 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. And if it's your turn, you get to scry 2. For a little 4-drop, it's not horrible. Not one I'll use, but still not horrible. Archon of the Triumvirate. I do have a deck for that. I have a deck to stick that in. It's from the original Ravnica block, actually. Return to Ravnica. Then there's Night Howler from Theros, which I already have one of those in one of my other decks. Little Origins rare. Look at all these rares and foils. This was totally worth it. I have to look up the value of these cards, but I got my money back just with the rares. When Relic Seeker becomes renowned, such a library for an equipment card. And it's not one I'll ever use, but it's still a neat little rare. Fate Reforged Blue Monastery Siege. It's pretty good. Actually have this rare, or had it at some point. I don't have it anymore because I don't have a use for it, but it's not a horrible rare. That's a nice little stack of rares there, see? These are just the rares. Another one this one's from Shadows over Innistrad, the Valley of Moondrake. Little blue card, not bad. Got another, looks like Dragons is Rakir this time. Hedonist Trove. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target opponent's graveyard. You may play land cards exiled with this. You may cast non-land cards exiled with this, and you can't cast more than one spell this way each turn, though. But it's a pretty good card. I mean, it's not one I'll ever use, but it's pretty decent rare. Then you got the Oath of the Gatewatch, another Oath of the Gatewatch. It's a blue card, a blue enchantment. Not one I'll ever use myself. It's not my style. Okay, that's just the rares. Let's see how we got in rares here. All right, so non-foil rares we had. Now here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 3. 4, 5, 6, 27. We had 27 non-foil rares. So 27 non-foil rares. Foil rares, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 foil rares. So you're looking at 27 non-foil rares, 5 foil rares. So you're looking at 32 total rares in this box right there. And even if you're going at anywhere between 5 cents a card and say a quarter a card, up to $1 a card, you're looking at least roughly $15 worth of rares right there, probably, by my estimation. Now, looking at the foils here, you got your common foils, which were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 common foils. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 uncommon foils. Yeah, so pretty good pull there as far as that goes. Computer trying to tell me to restart, which ain't gonna happen right now anyway. Okay, so let's look at these cards here. Okay, now this is where I sort them out by color and type. So I got some M19 greens there going on there. Got the greens there. Got an old school card here. I'm gonna set the old school cards over here by the basic land, or right there. I'm gonna set the old school cards right there. Red cards. These are commons. So there's black. Looks like Aether Revolt. There's a lot of Aether Revolt here. I'm not going to sort them by set. I'm just going to tell you what the sets are, but I'm just sorting them by color right now. The old schools I'll show old schools off at the end if I get any of them. Then got the Eldritch Moon blues. There's an old school. Well, it's not old school, but it's an older set. 10th edition blue. Fate Reforged black. Oh, non-basic land. Non-basic land. From Guild Pact. Guild Pact. It's an older land. Older set land. It's a pretty good land, actually. For non-basic land, it's actually a pretty good non-basic land. I'm going to set it right there. Got that original Innistrad set again going on there. I have so many of these sets, full sets already, though, because I bought so many cards from these sets when they came out. So a lot of these sets I'll have A lot of these I'll probably end up trying to resell or trade or whatever. Claustrophobia from Innistrad. Here's a Theros, the original Theros block. That's Journey into Nyx card. Theros. Got another Eldritch Moon there. Born of the Gods black. Born of the Gods. Original Ravnica block. Old school card. Now there's a multicolored, but it's original Ravnica block. So these are just commons right now. It doesn't look like I'm getting into the uncommons yet. Looks like got a new Phyrexia black there. Colorless card here from Scars of Mirrodin. Khans of Tarkir white. Another old school card. What's that say? I think that's Morrowind green there. I'm not sure 100% on that. I'm not real up to date with, you know, sets as far as what they are. Another multicolor. Innistrad blue. Conspiracy card. Got a I don't know what set that's from. It's a sword set. It's not Arabian Nights. Got another old school card here, 8th edition. That's pretty good though. Ooh, a County Garden. That's a pretty good uncommon. That's pretty good common. Not for non-basic land. County Garden is a really good card for any green deck. It's actually really good. I actually have a few extras of that, but it's actually a really good card. I don't know if this live stream will save after I'm done or if it'll just flat out end. Like I said, I've never done this before. Nobody's watching, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah. Okay, got a little Innistrad there. Morrowind, multicolors. Scars of Mirrodin blue. Another non-basic Evolving Wilds. Bloodbond Vampire from Battle for Zendikar. That's actually not a horrible. That's actually not a horrible vampire. Now we're getting into the uncommons here, aren't we? Okay, so I'm gonna set the uncommon pile separate over here because the uncommons are actually going to get separated in their own little section. Okay, got a. I have no idea what set that is. It's an older set. It's not really classified as an old school card because it's still from the newer designs, but it's an older set. Not a card I'll use. It's multicolor, but it's still nice. Here's from that same exact set. I think that's fucking Worldwake or maybe Morrowind. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell. I'd have to look it up, but some of these will end up in my decks, and some of them won't. Most of them decks I'll get resold. Ooh, Curse of Exhaustion. That's a good white card. I actually have a deck for this. So I'm going to set that aside because I actually do have a deck for that. But I want to stick that in. That's a good card. It's a good card. M15 blue. Fate Reforged red. These are all commons. So nothing too horrendous here. Well, these are looks like they're uncommon. M15. Got a little Dragons of Tarkir. Battle for Zendikar. Aether Revolt. Khans of Tarkir. Another Khans of Tarkir. Khans of Tarkir. Aether Revolt. Khans of Tarkir. Khans of Tarkir. Oath of the Gatewatch. Oh, old school card. I'll set that. That's from Weatherlight. Looks like I got another Eldrazi card. Pretty good. Special Contortion. It's not one I'll ever use. So, put it in here in the uncommons. Another old school card there. Khans of Tarkir. Khans of Tarkir. Battle for Zendikar. Oath of the Gatewatch colorless. Aether Revolt. No, that's Kaladesh, excuse me. 10th edition. Battle for Zendikar. Oop, another Eldrazi. I'm going to put that over here in the Eldrazi pile because I'm going to give those to my friend Scott because if he doesn't already have it anyway, he probably already has it because we buy these type of things all the time. So he probably already has like a dozen of those. Okay, so we got Elron Reef Invoker from Battle for Zendikar. Another Eldrazi Battle for Zendikar card. Which I'm not even putting them in a colored pile. I'm just putting them in a pile later. Construct here. Spring. Construct deck. Kaladesh red. M13 black. Oop, Jason's Erasure. That's a pretty good card. I have like a bajillion of them though from an older set. M11. This one is from Shadows over Innistrad. Olivia's Bloodsworn. Pretty good black and red vampire. Another of that from that set I don't recognize. Got a Barony Vampire from M11. Shadows over Innistrad. Fate Reforged. Battlefield Scavenger from Amonkhet. Be nice if I can get some more Amonkhets in this set. I'd love to have more Amonkhets, especially white ones. There's a Return to Ravnica. Another Return to Ravnica. Got an M12 Vampire Outcast. That's a pretty good card. Ravnica, or no, Innistrad. That's Innistrad. There's that set I don't recognize. Original Theros block there. Battle for Zendikar. Ooh, that's a nasty little card, ain't it? It's good for a Manifest deck, but Fate Reforged is real bad about that. Ooh, an old school land card. That's pretty cool. Like, I'll show off the old Boiling Earth. Crossway Vampire from Innistrad. Return to Ravnica. Aether Revolt. 14. Bramble Crush is actually a really good card. If you're going to put it in a commander deck or a green deck, because it destroys, it does what it does, it destroys a non-creature permanent. So it's great against planeswalkers. There's some Scars over Mirrodin. Aether Revolt. That's uncommon. The uncommons go in their own pile. Morrowind, an old school card. Eldritch Moon. Not sure what set that is. Goes in the uncommons. There is another Curse of Exhaustion, which is pretty good. Time Spiral, the original Time Spiral. I don't have a use for that card, but it's still not a bad card. Looks like another Aether Revolt card. A lot of Aether Revolt here. Stars over Mirrodin. Ascension, or Innistrad. It's part of the original Innistrad block. Dragon's Tarkir. Oh, that's uncommon. Another Eldrazi card here, which is pretty good, but it's colorless, so I'm going to set it in the colorless pile. Another Time Spiral. Okay, let's see what we got here. Uncommons are going to get set in their own little... Not very many duplicates, which is good. The advertisement for this box, another reason I bought it is it said it was very little duplicates. So that's good. I like it when the box has very few dupes to worry about. because duplicates are a pain in the ass when you buy any. Like when you buy any of those like big bulk, like big boxes like this from other places, like they throw in like a ton of duplicates of like one card. Like you'll get 20 copies of one useless common card that you'll never use. And so, but the Star City Games is actually really good about not doing that. Got some Aether Revolt. It's gonna be looks like there's gonna be a lot of Aether Revolt cards in this. M13. That set I don't recognize. Aether Revolt, 10th edition. Battle for Zendikar. Return to Ravnica. Aether Revolt. Aether Revolt. Dragon's Maze. Or Gate Crash, rather. I think that one's from... No, that's Dragon Maze here. It's from that block. Dragon Maze, Gate Crash. I have a bunch of it, so I ain't really worried about it. Amonkhet. Khans of Tarkir. That Gate Crash / Dragon's Maze set. Hour of Devastation. Another Eldrazi card. I'm going to set aside. Khans of Tarkir. It'd be so sweet if I drew like some, it'd be so sweet if I drew some like actual Eldrazi Annihilator cards from this or something, because the thing is about this is you get cards from Revised all the way to the current set. That's the reason why I bought it. And I bought this before. It's actually a pretty good buy. And I'll type in the comments at some point what like the total amount of cards I got out of it. Okay, so looking because the uncommons are going to go in their own little pile here. I'll sort them out separate. Right now, I'm just kind of going through the cards here. It's great that there aren't. I'm not seeing very many duplicates, which is good. Because one thing I hate is getting a ton of fucking duplicates of stuff that I'll either never use or just have no point to. So okay, so you got Gate Crash or Dragon's Maze there. Dragons of Tarkir. Gate Crash set. M11. Khans of Tarkir. Oop, Gutter Skulk. Nice little rat. I think I already got him in my rat deck though, so I don't really need him. Still a nice little rat for a 2-drop rat. Khans of Tarkir. Gate Crash. Battle for Zendikar. Battle for Zendikar. Ravnica. Return to Ravnica. Battle for Zendikar. Hour of Devastation. Dragons of Tarkir. Hour of Devastation, Khans of Tarkir, Modern Masters 2, Cat, that's Ixalan, Crowd Favor, and Fate Reforged there. Let's grab another handful out of the box here. Go through it and take the uncommons out real quick. Also, let me see what the sets are that are in this. Looks like there's a whole lot of Innistrad in this set, in this box. I mean, they wasn't. I mean, Innistrad wasn't a horrible. The original Innistrad block was not by all means, was not a horrible, was not a horrible set by any means. It wasn't what I would call a good set. But it wasn't a horrible set either by any means. No, by any means at all. It was not a horrible set. Looks like you got Dragons of Tarkir, Battle for Zendikar, Innistrad, 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 Innistrad. Lots of Innistrad. Whole lot of Innistrad. Which I don't need because, you know, Born of the Gods, bar the Dark Ascension, I think is the name of that set. That is part of the original Innistrad set. Origins, M10, Innistrad. I mean, Curse of the Bloody Tome is not a horrible card to get. Basically, it's a great little curse card for a mill deck. It's a really good card to have in your mill deck because you can put it on your opponent for 3-drop curse, and every turn they're going to have to mill 2 cards every turn. So they're going to keep milling until eventually their deck is gone. So I'm not even halfway through the first row of cards in this box yet. I mean, there's a lot of useless cards in this box that I will never that I either have a lot of already or will never use because they're just not I don't have any decks for them. So far, I'm not seeing. I mean, that's the amount of uncommons right now, and the rest are all, with the exception of the foils. Okay, you got Innistrad, New Phyrexia, Ravnica, Avacyn Restored, Eldritch Moon, an Eldrazi Werewolf. Well, I don't even think I have that, actually. I'll put that over here in the uncommon pile for the moment. M13, Avacyn Restored, Fate Reforged, Battle for Zendikar, Innistrad, that set I don't recognize, Time Spiral, Aether Revolt, Scars of Mirrodin, Innistrad, Time Spiral, Aether Revolt, M13. A lot of now we're getting into the uncommon stuff here. Okay, so Aether Revolt, 10th edition, an Eldrazi card. I'm gonna set that aside on its own. Ravnica. Sage. Got the Aether Revolt, Dragon's Darkir, Amonkhet, Dragon's Darkir, Gatecrash, Hour of Devastation, another Eldrazi card. Oath of the Gatewatch. Old school card there. Okay, so you got M13, Gatecrash. Right now, I'm not even going to tell the sets. I'm just going to say the majority of the sets, like from so far, I'm seeing a lot of Innistrad, Gatecrash, Oath of the Gatewatch. I'm not seeing anything new as far as the newer sets, because the newest set I've got was in the rares, which was Guilds of Ravnica, which isn't even really a newer set. I haven't gotten anything from any of the like newer sets, so I mean that's a little disappointing, but I ain't really worried about newer sets. I really like older sets, like especially the older. I mean, I'd like to get more sets that I don't have that many from, or card cards from sets that I don't have much of, that I wasn't around for to buy very many of. Just because right now I'm getting a lot of cards from sets that when they came out, I bought a lot of. So I'm seeing a lot of cards from sets that I already have, like pretty much the whole set. I will get a lot of resale value out of this, though, because I can tell you right now, I'm going to sell a lot of these, with the exception of the conspiracy cards and stuff. I'm going to keep the conspiracy cards because, well, I like the conspiracy cards. It was its own little set. Oop, non-basic land, a desert. Not the crazy. There's our devastation. Concentric here. Ixalan. I'm not seeing too heavily a lot of Innistrad. I mean, there is a lot. I mean, the last one I bought of these boxes was like almost a year ago, a little over a year ago, and it had a lot of Amonkhet and Eighth Revolt in it, and almost nothing but. So, yeah, these are the uncommons so far. The first row of this box. We got a nice little thick stack there. So, looks like Dragon Construct here there. A lot of Dragon here, a lot of Gatewatch. Battle for Zendikar. Fate Reforged stuff, but a whole lot of Innistrad. Like, we're talking a ton of fucking a ton of Innistrad cards. No one's gonna tune into this. I ain't really worried about it, but there's a lot of Innistrad cards here. There goes the cards. Like a lot. There's a lot of cards here I'm not even in a million years would I use. And there's a lot of them from sets I already have, like the complete set of, basically. And a bunch of play sets, and then some. So most of these will end up back in that box. I'll probably not resell it in that box. I actually use these boxes are really great for putting cards in, so I use them for myself. But I will definitely resell the majority of these cards. Because, you know, yeah. Anyway. It would be great if I could get like an Annihilator card. I'd totally flip if I got an Annihilator card out of these sets. Now we're seeing quite a few dupes. I mean, duplicates are good because they're great for trading or just, you know, making a set or whatever, but a lot of Eldrazi, which is good. I like getting Eldrazi. They're not old school Eldrazi, but Eldrazi is still cool. Now we're getting into some of the meat here. Getting into some of the old school cards here. Yeah, we're looking at some Urza Saga, Legacies. I don't recognize Visions, looks like. I'll show those off at the end, the old school cards, because most of those old school cards I either give to my friends or I trade. I usually give them to my friend Scott because he loves the old school setup cards. I'm just, even if they're like worth $1 or $2, it's like, I really don't care. I'm not going to take the time to price those to see what they are. I set the Eldrazi aside because my friend Scott is building an Eldrazi deck or something, so he likes the Eldrazi cards. And if I already have it, I don't mind giving it up to him. So, yeah. So it's one of those it's one of those whatever kind of situations. Fallen Empires. Morrowind. There are a few duplicates here, though. I will say there's a lot. I'm getting into a lot of. When it comes to the Eldrazi, I'm getting a lot of duplicates with there, but. But yeah, getting a little bit of. Hey, some older sets. Older sets are good. Time Spiral and World Wake cards, which are pretty cool. Multicolor card. I don't recognize the set symbol from that still. There's a Dominaria card. Another Dominaria. It's not a bad card, actually. Another non-basic Desert. Old school card. Amonkhet. Conspiracy. Ooh, Kamigawa. Now that's an old one there. The original Kamigawa block. That's like an old one there. It's not an old school, not old enough to be old school, but old enough that it's still classified as an older set. Fallen Empires. Yeah, it's pretty bad that most of these older sets, like the older old school sets, I know the symbols because I've gone through so many of these like boxes and stuff that I've gotten to where I know all the symbols, like what the older symbols were. Okay. So it's pretty bad whenever you've gone through so many like sets and boxes and stuff that you know some of the older symbols by just their what their symbol is. Got a little bit of Hour Devastation stuff going on here. Theros, M12, M11. A lot of these are duplicates, but they're from different sets. So technically not a duplicate because it's the same card, just from a different set. A reprint, in other words. Ooh, there's an old school card there. Because a lot of these are from sets that I have the majority of. So a lot of these, like I said, the majority of these are going to end up back in a repackage, and I'm going to just sell them in a bulk package for like $30, $40 for about $40. I'll sell twice as many as what came in this box here, but I'll sell it for like $40 or something like that. So I'll at least get my money back and make a little bit of a profit if possible. There won't be. I'll probably include just a couple of foils or something in it, just to, entice people into buying it, as it were. Kithkin. You need that from one of my decks. You go up there. A lot of these are older sets. They're not really old school sets. They're not old enough to be classified as old school. They're older. Like, I still got a nice little pile of old school cards here to show off, though, at the end of the video. Like, that's a nice little stack there of old school cards I'll show off. This is the basic land. Basic land is going to go. I'm going to end up giving the base. I'll put the basic land back in the box, probably. Just set it up there out of the way. Okay, more basic land. Now we're getting into some newer cards. Whole ton of land there. More basic land. Non-basic land is good. Some M19 stuff going on here, which is pretty cool. It's commons and it's mostly commons, though. Got a lot of Fate Reforged. Non-basic land. Some Ravnica, M15. Ooh, War of the Spark. That's pretty good. Not a card I use, but it's still a pretty good set. It's an older set. Another War of the Spark. Which is pretty cool. Pretty good. War of the Spark, I liked that set. It was a pretty good set. Avacyn Restored was an okay set. At best. It's actually when I started playing games. I had taken a break. At that point in my life, I had taken a break from Magic for a while. And hadn't played in, like, I don't know, 2 years probably at that point or more. I hadn't even collected. I hadn't played or anything. I had basically passed up Magic altogether and just given it up because I didn't have anybody to play with. Nobody I knew was playing it at the time. I really wasn't that heavily into Magic as much as I am now. So I had basically quit playing, and then Avacyn Restored came along. I'm like, well, why don't I just go to? I had a chance to go to a pre-release because my grandmother and my mother were taking a trip up to Springfield for medical reasons or something. I don't remember. But and I was like, well, why don't you drop me off at this game shop, and I can do the pre-release, and you guys can go do your thing. So that's what happened. That was literally the first pre-release I had been to since Torment came out. So that's how long it had been since I had played, was Torment. I had not played Magic since Torment. I'd looked, kept an eye on it or whatever, but I had not actually got any cards from it or anything. I'd pass it up. But Torment was literally the last set I had played in as far as tournaments and stuff go. So it was like, wow. Nope, another basic land, non-basic land there. Ooh, Golem Foundry. That's a really good find. I have a bunch of it, but still, it's a good find. It's a good card. Old school cards. A bunch of old school cards I just hit here. Got more War of the Spark stuff going on here. A lot of M19 cards. There's Theros. M20. M20 is good because I do need some more. There are some cards from that set that I need for a current deck that I'm building. So I was really hoping to get some Amonkhet cards out of this because there are a bunch of Amonkhet cards I need for a deck that I'm building that I don't want to have to buy because they're kind of, I mean, they're not real pricey or anything, but they are kind of on the, when you add them up, they do add up when you add them in bulk. But and I'm seeing a few Amonkhet cards here, but nothing that's really sparking my, oh my god, it's awesome kind of thing. Look and see. I don't even know what set those are from. That's from a starter set there. It's a guild kit. It's kind of funny that, ooh, now we're getting into some newer cards. That's from Kaldheim there. Angel Wizard, Black Angel Wizard. That's a pretty good card. A lot of non-basic lands here. Eldraine, got a lot of Eldraine here. That's good. I like the Eldraine set. Dominaria, it was okay. Dominaria is good though. There are a few cards with Dominaria I do need for decks, so that's pretty good. I am seeing some Amonkhet. There's a bunch of older sets here that I'm not recognizing. Those are the ones I do keep the older sets for myself. I don't repackage them unless they're a set that I've just thought was utter trash anyway. Like there's a lot of Eldraine here. Kaldheim. Non-basic land. Non-basic land. There's a whole lot of. It looks like it's well balanced with the colors. There's not much colorless or multicolored though. That's something that I'm a little iffy on here. There's a whole lot of white though, which I'm okay with white. White's fine. Nothing wrong with white if you're a white player. I mean, it's not really my particular color. For playing, but everybody has their own style and play style and whatnot. Like a lot of these, from what I'm saying, a lot of these are going to end up repackaged in a block of my own to resell because they're just crap. The rares, though, the rares were not disappointing. When I say the rares were disappointing, because I did get a lot of decent rares. Now, well, I used probably not. I have to read over them again and look at them, kind of judge what they do and see if I actually have a deck I can put them into if I decide to. I've kind of half given up on deck building right now because I'm kind of disheartened because I can't beat my friend's deck. His deck is like basically unbeatable as far as I'm concerned. He's a commander deck, yes, but because that's all he plays basically is commander. But yeah, we're kind of on the hour mark here. Just now getting through the second thing. Of cards here. Oops, another basic land, Evolving Wilds. I get a lot of those in these bricks, in these little things. I get a lot of those. Those cards, the Evolving Wilds cards. Of course, they've reprinted it so many times. Seems like it got reprinted in just about every set that was released up to a certain point, and then they just stopped reprinting it. And now they've started reprinting it again. So I was like, sheesh. Stop reprinting that card. We're tired of it already. Enough of the card. Not seeing a lot of newer set cards yet. Just a couple, but nothing that's worth saying, oh my god, that's great. Hey, Seek the Wilds. That's actually a pretty good card, Seek the Wilds. Another Amonkhet. I was hoping to get a cartouche. Old school card. Another Amonkhet. A lot of blue. They were sorted this. Doing a great job. Either that or they were doing too good of a job or paying too much attention. See, sometimes I'll get lucky with these Star City Games boxes and they weren't paying attention to what they were doing, and they'll insert some really good commons and uncommons into the box without realizing they had done it. Like one time I got a Dracassist, which is a rare, out of one, and that was at that time it was like a $5 or $6 card, and I don't even know if they knew they'd inserted it or not. I was like, oh my god, it's a Dracassist. Of course, now that card's like really expensive. He's in my dragon deck, actually. One of my dragon decks. I have several. A lot of older sets. Oop, there's an old school lands. Most of the old school cards I usually just give to my friend Scott because he's a really great guy. Always helping me out when he can, you know. So I usually just, you know, it's like when I buy something, if I buy something like this on my own, you know, I'll set the old school cards aside. The ones I know are not like super high value anyway, because some of the old school cards I know for a fact, you know, I look at it and it's like I immediately know that card's worth more than like a couple dollars. So I'll sit there and I'll just give those to him because he loves the old school look cards and likes to have those. So, you know, and I'm fine with that. It's totally fine with me. There's a lot of Magic Origins in M21 here. Non-basic land, non-basic land. Oh, another Golden Factory. That's pretty good. Actually, that's good because I'm trying to make a deck to build that's based on my friend's deck. His other commander, the one he almost never uses anymore because he started using this other commander deck, and that's all he ever uses. He never uses any other deck anymore since he basically made that deck pretty much unstoppable. It's not unstoppable. It's not completely unstoppable, at least not according to him. He said it's been beat lots of times, but all the matches I watched him play with it, he just trounced everybody with it. Again, it's not a format I generally play for the most part. When I play just casual, basic, you know, friends playing for the sake of fun. At least I try. Although, to be honest, I can be an extreme competitive asshole, especially when I'm losing. I'm real bad about it when I'm losing. I'm the kind of person that if I had the guts to do it, when I get mad, I would flip the table when I lose. But I've never actually flipped a table before, so I've gotten mad enough to walk away or ruin everybody's night, but I've never actually, you know, gotten mad enough to like, screw this, flip the table or anything like that. A lot of decent cards here as far as uncommons go. Nothing that screams out, "Oh my God, I gotta tell the world about this," you know. But actually, Dawn's Reflections is actually a really good card. I got a deck for you. Huh. That goes in non-basic lands. There's not a lot of newer sets in this so far. I was kind of hoping to get more newer sets than older sets, but now there's an Ikoria card. It's not a great Ikoria card, but it's an Ikoria card. There's a Commander Legends card. And if you look at these piles are really piling up here. Oops, it's uncommon. It goes over here in the uncommon pile. Ooh, Typhoid Rats. I have a deck for you. But I don't already have you in my deck. I have to look and check, but I think I needed just one of the cards I needed for my deck. Oh, there's another Kaldheim card. Not one that I'll ever use. Probably one I've already got a dozen of. Another Kaldheim card. It's funny now I can't say that there are absolutely no new cards in this set. This thing. Pacifism. Kind of hoping to get some white cards for this white deck I was wanting to build, but so far I'm not seeing anything particularly special so far. Oops, that's Kiss Can. I need that for my deck. Magic 25th Anniversary card. Commander Legends. Commander Legends is a new-ish set. There's Theros Beyond Death. Modern Masters 1. Guild of Red. Commander Legends. Modern Masters. I will shout out a few, like if I come across a card that just screams to me, worth saying at least, worth mentioning, then I'll mention it. At least the set it came from. There's a whole lot of Innistrad, though. That's the blue pile so far. That's the white pile. And I haven't even gone through these to determine what I want to keep out of these and what's going to get resold or anything yet. This is just me going through and kind of sorting them by color and type to see how many cards are here. And then I haven't even counted. And then I'll probably count out, and then just put in the comments how many cards were actually in the whole thing. Because right now it looks like the leader for cards in this thing right now, the leader looks like it's red right now as ahead. Not by much, but it is ahead right now in the amount of cards that I got out of it so far. Red is in the lead. Uncommon. Oop, there's an Ikoria mutation card. It's actually a really good card, too. I don't know why that's in here. It's not high value or anything, but it's still a pretty good card. Okay. Not a lot of uncommons. That's good. Uncommons are nice, but they're usually really pricey, so I can see why there's not a lot of uncommons. Mostly commons in this set here. Commander Legends. There's a whole lot of stuff here. And again, I haven't even sorted this out to determine what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to resell. There's a lot here that I know I'll end up keeping just because of the set that it's from. Almost done. Ooh, there's a nice little card, an M21 card. It's not a great card, but it's a really fancy schmancy card. I'm going to keep that, put that in the keep pile for sure. I want to keep that for sure. Ooh, there's a Concordia Pegasus. That's one card I needed for one of my decks. Actually, specifically needed it for the white deck that I'm building. I hadn't even done the uncommons or anything. These are just all commons. Yeah, every one of these piles is nothing but commons. There's no uncommons yet. My uncommons are over here in a little pile. This is just being sorted by color, and that's pretty much it. Not sorted by set or anything in particular. That goes my kiss cans. Yeah. Whole lot of not so great. I mean, at least I'm not getting a ton of duplicates. That's good. It said that there would be very few. I'm not seeing a whole lot of newer sets though. It said up to current set. So, you know, but it looks like there's mostly like old. It's like they use this to get rid of their fucking like their inventory. Because there's a lot here. Looks like I've been streaming for 1 hour and 11 minutes doing this, sorting through this. Boring ass video of sorting through this cards. I'm probably going to end the stream because honestly, I'm just going to probably go ahead and end it because the rest of these are all commons and uncommons, nothing special. And you can't really see anything anyway. But basically, yeah, I guess I was gonna count out the cards, but I'll just put it if this does what I think it does and saves afterwards, I'll just put in the comment how many cards I actually got, and of each of, and then tell you and put out, you know, what of colors and whatnot, and et cetera, et cetera. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end this now and see what happens.